Hey everyone, welcome back to the Mama Rick channel. Today we're going to look at some exciting art pieces that have been generated by the collective learning technology by Fetch.AI. Now, if you're new to this channel, I'm not yet at 1,000 subscribers, guys, so which means I can't do live streams. But what I'm going to do today, I'm going to do a one take and uncut type of video, so you guys can call me on my bull tip. In case I'm making a mistake, I'm going to try not to edit anything out of this video. So guys, I hope I don't shoot myself in the foot. But I want to have a quick review of, in the past, guys, I talk about Fetch.AI a lot. So they have these different technologies, autonomous economic agents, multi-agent systems, and then they have this other piece of technology that they designed, which is called the collective learning framework or the collective learning suite. So this company focuses on machine learning, artificial intelligence, but the collective learning suite, okay, they have the autonomous economic agents, which are software agents that are dynamic and operate in a dynamic way to be an assistant of they could be a human's assistant. Like, think of it as a digital assistant that make decisions on your behalf or on a machine's behalf. I feel like this phrase, I've said it so many times, but at least that's where things are going. That's the intent of creating these autonomous economic agents. So if you're a programmer out there, if you're into crypto, if you have other interests, then you can design these agents to pursue your goals, so they pursue goals autonomously, and they can also communicate with other agents in order to make the best decision that is the best decision given whatever situation that they're in. For example, if you want to book a flight, your agent could be, should I say, it could be designed in such a way, it could be optimized in such a way that it knows that you prefer economy class or you prefer business class, you prefer an aisle seat or a window seat, you prefer to be seated next to someone of a certain, you prefer to be seated next to someone who's vaccinated against the COVID? No. You prefer to be seated against maybe someone without a crying baby or something? I don't know. So someone could be registered with an agent with a baby. So, I mean, it could be, these agents could be designed basically to do whatever. So that's what Fetch.AI is trying to build. So this technology that can be customized to optimize a user's data while also protecting that data. So you're in control of that data, but that data is working for you. But the point of today's video is the collective learning suite, which is also utilizing the Fetch.AI ecosystem. Now, the collective learning suite mostly focuses on, or really its focus is utilizing machine learning and artificial intelligence to create things, to do things. So it can be used by hospitals, can be used by finance institutions, it can be used by supply chains, anyone that has an interest of using agents collectively in a way that they leverage what the community can provide, or whatever your community is. Could be a community of machines, could be a community of people. So they leverage the data that these communities produce in order to create something that can help you visualize that data, or rather usefully make use of that data. Now, they've demonstrated the use of this collective learning suite through the generation of some automated art. Now, I covered this technology. They had some really cool graphics when they released it. So essentially, when you have the FET tokens, which are the native tokens of the Fetch.AI ecosystem, this ended, but there was, for a couple of days, there was an auction type kind of thing, which was a Dutch auction. So you could deposit your FET tokens, which eventually you get back. So they're locked up for a while, and then you can get to participate in these different events. So you participate in the auction model, then the build model, where you get like a white screen and then you can scroll something with your cursor. If you have an art pad or something, you can, depending on your artistic skills, but it's a small tiny window where you can draw a sketch of something, and then you send in that artwork. So it's sent in into a machine learning artificial intelligence sort of framework or algorithm that then compares that with what other people have drawn, and then it uses that information to generate art with other pre-selected images. And then there's phases, there's voting phases where the community gets to vote on which art pieces that are generated by this by this algorithm. So the community chooses which art piece which should win. So in the end, there's 3 art pieces that are selected through the voting phases. I think there were about 3 voting phases. So you vote the first time, and then there's a shuffle. I think it narrows down the selection of the art pieces. Then you can vote again, you vote again. So in the end, there's the final voting. So right now, there's actually voting going on. So we want to take a look at some of the art pieces that were collected through that whole process. Now, actually, what you're seeing on the screen right now, this is my Instagram that I haven't posted on in a long while. Now, this, I can't see, this was 16th of April of 2020. So this was like a year ago, or more than a year ago. I posted this art piece that I generated using generative adversarial networks, using a machine learning algorithm on TensorFlow. So here's an example of what I generated with machine learning, and that's why I'm interested in Fetch.AI ecosystem. So you can see this is an older guy. So the machine keeps iterating through these different images with an input, and then it keeps calculating all these weights and generating these images. These are not real people. These are essentially thousands of images generated by a computer to depict. So one way you can tell that this is not a real image is that you cannot really tell what the background is. So if someone asks you, is this a real image? You say, yeah, it's a real image. That seems like a real person, but you can never really tell what the background is. Now, you can go to Google and search for generated images. You can never really tell what the background is. That's one of the key features. And one of the other things you can look for is sometimes there's strange objects, like you see on this boy's ear or whatever this is. There's this tiny thing, and then usually the hair can be jointed, could be connected to the skin, some weird stuff. Of course, it keeps getting better. Anyway, so that's just an example of how you can actually generate art with artificial intelligence. But I haven't dug too deep into finding out what algorithm the Fetch.AI ecosystem uses. Now, there's a couple of art pieces that were generated, which I think they were quite exciting. We're going to look at some of them, but one of them that was captivating was this. And you can see this tweet from Jonathan Ward, who's the CTO of Fetch.AI, and he's like, agree, we need a better name. Perhaps the Renaissance Man. I think that's a perfect name, Jonathan. Does anyone have any better suggestions? So he was quoting a previous tweet of his, which was, looks like strange medieval Elon is going to be the winning generative art image for collective learning. And I think this comparison was actually noticed by one of the most avid community members of the Fetch.AI ecosystem, Moonshot Josh. Moonshot Josh, if you're watching this, awesome, man. Like, you're a genius. Same as 8baller as well. That's another genius within the Fetch.AI ecosystem. And these people aren't part of the team. They're just community members. So if you guys, shout out to you guys. 8baller, Moonshot Josh, amazing. I think 8baller is the one behind Hegenic and creating this agency. Was doing a PhD, something to do with that. So Moonshot Josh was like, wow, this is wild. The community designed AI and whatnot. So he put a side-by-side comparison of this art piece that so far has the highest votes. We're going to look at that. And it actually does look like Elon, which is a weird thing. No, this is not about Elon, guys. Not about Elon. It's just a weird coincidence that this art piece there's this comparison. But I like the name that Jonathan Ward suggested, which is the Renaissance Man. I think Renaissance Man. I think it's a pretty awesome name. So yeah, that's the same tweet from Moonshot Josh. So these were the art pieces here. We're going to see a few tweets from a couple of people. This is Aaron Van Ermers. He's the CTO of Outlier Ventures, which is that's really been backing the Fetch.AI ecosystem ever since the get-go, ever since it started. And these are some of the examples that were generated by this machine learning and artificial intelligence. So you can look at this. This is a generated art piece by artificial intelligence. Now, when you look at this art piece, you can see things that look like trees, things that look like clouds. You can kind of see like a pathway here. Is it snow? We can never really tell what the background is. If you scrutinize this art piece, it's almost like there are houses behind there. We cannot really tell. So that's how you can tell what an AI generated art piece is. And that's what makes it special as well. So you can see this kind of looks like a fish with 2 eyes with a mouth. Guys, I'm not an art analyst, so everyone will see different things with art pieces. So this is really exciting. These are art pieces that were actually generated through the collective effort of the community and through these voting processes, utilizing the collective learning framework. And we've gotten this generated by AI. And guys, the exciting thing is that these art pieces are actually good. They look nice. I thought they would kind of look like mine, where it's just like one art piece, but it's actually quite dynamic, and there's different flavors to these art pieces. For example, you can see this looks awesome. This looks like an ocean. maybe it's like a ship capsizing or something, some weird thing. I don't know. And then look at this. So these are some of the examples of art pieces that have been generated. So there's been a voting process by the community. There was actually, there was somewhere where you could see some of the art pieces that were generated. Let's first see if we can see that. Yeah, so basically these are the art pieces that are being voted on by the community. For example, you can see this one, 0 votes. I think even the ones with the 0 votes are really awesome. This looks like a Picasso as well. Oh my goodness, guys. Wow, these are AI generated art pieces through the collective effort of the community, working hand in hand with machines, and obviously utilizing this platform that was created by the Fetch.AI team. Guys, kudos to you. So, of course, you can see faces here, then you start seeing some faces, and this is really interesting. It's like a ship, like bah. This is a ship, like kind of like these are faces. This is quite interesting. So as you go up the list, of course, it's in order. The higher you go, it's in that ascending order. The art pieces above have the higher votes depending on what the community voted. So you could only vote if you actually staked your FET tokens onto the platform and you participated in the Dutch auction model. So the winning art piece that so far has the highest, no, it's not yet the winning art piece. No, it hasn't yet won, but it has the highest votes so far. So there's supposed to be 3 art pieces that are supposed to take the winning place, and they would be auctioned off on OpenSea. So basically, yeah. So we're still in that voting process. So we've got number 3 here. Surprising. This is number 3. This is more like abstract art. Paint, just do whatever. I guess the people that have the eye for abstract art. And this one is like a face sort of protruding. It's like, reminds me of that Harry Potter guy, the guy that everyone thought was a bad guy but ended up being actually quite helpful. I think Professor Snape. I think, guys, I'm not if you're a big Harry Potter person, please, yeah, destroy me in the comments, destroy me. So this weird sort of Elon-like looking art piece, which is quite interesting. I don't know if you can get expanded view. Let's first focus on this for a little bit. So it's kind of like these like hieroglyphics in the background. I saw a tweet from someone was saying that it looks like there's a sort of a wealthy connoisseur type of person with the other wealthy people behind them, lining up behind them. So that's what that person saw. They were like, okay, there's this guy, bourgeoisie kind of person, and there's his fellow bourgeoisie kind of people in the background. But what I can see sort of these hieroglyphics type of things. I see this fish looking like thing over here. It's like he's wearing that scarf. That's why it's strange. It's like the name. That's why I say that the name that Jonathan Ward suggested, the Renaissance Man, I think it's a pretty cool name. And I have a feeling this art piece is going to go for an extremely high price. And whatever is going to happen with this auction, because I want to buy this art piece. I want to buy the art piece that's generated by Fetch.AI, the first art piece generated by the collective learning framework of this amazing technology that a lot of people are excited about. If you didn't watch the crowdcast yesterday, there was a crowdcast where the representative Peter Bosch from Bosch Global, Maria Minarikova, the executive from Fetch.AI, the publicity executive, very eloquent lady, awesome. There was another representative from Datarilla, the company behind Mobix, which is building these infrastructures. Before I forget, there was another representative also from Ocean Protocol, and these guys are all partnered. So if you haven't watched the crowdcast from yesterday, I don't think they posted it yet on YouTube, but it was amazing. There was a lot of, they're going to do a demonstration on this event called the IAA event. This is going to which is going to happen in Munich. It's going to happen in like a week from now. So guys, if you haven't checked it out, you need to register. You need to watch out for that event. They're actually going to demonstrate these autonomous economic agents placed in 3 cars, the BMW I-Pace, the Jaguar, and the Tesla. And they're going to demonstrate how these agents, through a technology they're calling the deep parking technology, where these cars can actually search for a user who has allocated a parking spot, and they can find it autonomously. They can create a transaction regardless of whether the user is there physically or not. They create this transaction. The agents communicate with each other. They talk to each other. They negotiate. They're like, okay, fine, you've given me a good price. No, you give me a bad price. I don't want that. No, give me a better price. And eventually they settle on a price. They transact, and you can park your car there. Everything has been done without the humans having to interact at any one bit. So guys, go take a look at this art piece. Give us feedback on Twitter of what you think, your thoughts on what this art piece looks like, and you can follow Fetch.AI, because they this is Jonathan Ward, the CTO, but you can follow Fetch.AI or Moonshot Josh or any of these people, and you kind of follow up on what is going on. Because they'll keep retweeting the art pieces. For example, so you can follow up on these art pieces, sort of comment, give us, let us know what you think of what these art pieces look like. Do you like them? Do you dislike them? I think art is a very subjective thing, and I think these art pieces are extremely beautiful. For a person that has actually created art before using machine learning, I'm very, very, very impressed, because I did not expect this at all. I did not expect this at all. My mind has been blown, and congratulations to the Fetch team for what they've demonstrated so far. If you've not followed this channel, they've demonstrated how you can actually use the autonomous economic agents in DeFi. So they've created a DeFi agent, which can actually, when you go to the Fetch website, I haven't opened it here, you can go to, I don't know if I can open up really fast, guys. I'm doing a recording where I'm trying not to edit out anything. Okay, so if you go to the website, you can go to DeFi agent and you can actually check out the app. This app is compatible so far with Uniswap and PancakeSwap, so you can actually inform this app that, hey, I've deployed liquidity into these two pairs of tokens in a liquidity farm, but if this one token drops below this price, I'm uncomfortable with that. Extract my liquidity so I can react faster. So this is some of the things. They're also creating Oracle agents. They try, the whole premise of this is to create smart agents, smart contracts, to actually make them smart, or blockchains actually smart. And so that's one demonstration of the autonomous economic agents, and this is a demonstration of their collective learning suite of. So they've actually demonstrated how these technologies are going to be used, and with the autonomous economic agents within a car itself in the automotive industry. We know Fetch.AI has created these consortiums, Katina X, Gaia X, all these automotive companies within the European diaspora that are interested in sharing knowledge to create a robust autonomous transport system in the future, because they understand that's the thing that's going to be really dominating this, while maintaining GDPR laws, maintaining the whole idea of protecting the environment, especially for the future generation. So Fetch.AI is going to demonstrate how these agents can actually operate in these cars, which is exciting. So they've created this technology on top of the Fetch.AI blockchain, and they're actually putting out these demonstrations that, hey, community, guys, you can actually come and leverage this technology, and we're showing you that where we're going, even if it's not yet complete, we've reached a level where you can actually leverage this technology. We can show you these demonstrations and let you know that, hey, we're onto something, and we're going to put in all this. I can't even start to imagine the amount of hard work that has gone into this. But it's really amazing that we can get to see these demonstrations, and especially demonstrations where the community can actually take part. And they've also put their reputation on the line with what they're going to do with something like this with the community that has actually worked out. And then they're going to do something else in Munich, where they're going to demonstrate these agents, how they can actually work in cars. So there's a lot happening around the Fetch.AI ecosystem. Fetch is also listed on Coinbase. We saw that a few weeks ago. Fetch.ai is, I think they're onto something. They created some stuff that will be really useful for the community, and we're here to see how this technology is going to evolve. But guys, I digressed a lot. But however, there's a lot of things that you want to compress into these videos, into these nuggets, and there's just a lot of information. If you want, actually, you can check out the first video I made about Fetch.ai. There was a community helper sort of thing during the test where we were testing autonomous economic agents. That was about a year ago, actually more than a year ago, somewhere in 2020. But the first video I made about explaining the Fetch.ai ecosystem, if you do anything, go watch that video. It's I think you'll learn a lot, and you'll get up to speed with what Fetch.ai is about, especially if you're new to this. So you can click my videos on YouTube. Okay, I'll make it easy for you guys. I'll put it in the description, so you can check out the first ever video I made about Fetch.ai. I think you'll learn a lot from that video. So guys, I'm also going to put the link of the of this collective learning website where the community went. You can't actually vote there, but you can check out the art pieces. And when you go to Twitter, basically just search for Fetch.ai, and you'll be able, the ticker is here at Fetch.ai, so you can just search for Fetch.ai, and you'll be able to get tweets about the art pieces and get more information nuggets about what they're creating. All right, guys. That's all I wanted to bring to you to this video. I think I really wanted to talk about this. I wanted to give my point of view of what's going on. Of course, shout out to the community members that are constantly engaging in this. It's really amazing to see your tweets on Telegram everywhere. People are really, really smart in this community, and sometimes I feel like, am I really even worthy to be sort of a spokesperson? But I don't do this because of anything. I'm not paid by Fetch.AI, nothing. I just do this because I think it's a great focus to focus on Fetch.AI and what they're building. I think it's an important technology, and I think what they're building has the potential of truly redefining what the future is. So when you say we're living in the future, when you truly say we're living in the future, I think there's all these collective efforts by different people. For example, when you see Elon Musk, Amazon, in China, Alibaba, whatever, anyone that's an entrepreneur, that's creating jobs, that's creating technologies, that's pushing forward, that's showing the limits of the human cognitive, should I say, the human cognitive effort collectively to push the boundaries of humanity and how we can really change our environment, change our perception of how we can manipulate this world that we've been placed in. I think it's really amazing. So that's how deeply I think about Fetch.AI in terms of affecting the future of technology, the future of how we navigate with machines, communicate with other humans, and the way we navigate with technologies and applications that are built by humans and machines in the future. All right, guys, go check out this stuff. Forget that conclusion. I don't even know if it made sense, but go check it out. I think it's really amazing. It's exciting, and give us feedback on what you think. Give the community feedback on what you think. All right, take care. I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.